Hi everyone, it's Kathy, Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Frenzy, and I'm working, as I've said in my last two videos. I'm gonna have to get over using this excuse sometime. I'm working about half strength because I'm got a horrible reaction to a booster shot for shingles. So I'm gonna try to, I'm already taking a shortcut. As you can see, I'm using this Vicky Boutin pre-made mixed media background, and I have gathered my supplies. My photo I'm gonna use is this cute one of Ava tending the garden. She's got a sprayer in her hand and is spraying the tomato plants there. And then there's lettuce and things. This was her garden back here, this little square one, and she offered to help me in mine that were in the pots. So that was probably around 2012, I'd say, because I think in 2013 we moved that to the back. But I think that was 2012. So she would have been 4 that summer. Okay, so I've got, let's see what else I'm using. I'm using this stamp, which is, and you've seen me use it a million times, and I'm losing the name of it right now, but I will look it up and I'll put it in the description box of the video. And I don't know the brand of this one. This one came on a wood block. It's just unreadable script, and I'll probably just dot that down in a couple places. And here's some music notes, another unmounted rubber stamp. So 3 unmounted rubber stamps, and I can't tell you who did that one. Carabella or Caramia or Cara something. Using these waffle flower dies. I've cut these sprigs out in black, and I think I'll use those. And in honor of Khristina Sorge, who is, whose day it is on the 9th of every month, I'm using these little die cuts that she did. She sent them as flower centers. And she also, I've been cutting this into ever smaller, tinier pieces so that I could use it. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use, at her suggestion, I've cut up the ticket paper that came with Go the Scenic Route from Paige Evans. I'm going to use those tickets. And I'm going to use the black ones of these stars in here. This is a little packet of stars from Redefine Creative. And I'm using this and this from Bramble Fox. I may use these from Redefine Creative. I'm not quite sure where they'll fit in. They are just the most beautiful, multicolored, kind of rainbow-colored, glistening leaves. And I've got in my little box over here, what I like about these florals is the black and white leaves. So I may cut off parts that I want to use of those. And I've got this tag, label, whatever it is. And I've got this, like I said, from Bramble Fox. Let me get this, take that off so I can glue it on if I decide to use it. I'm going to just figure everything out as I put things down. What I've already done is I've taken in order to kind of emulate what's going on here, I've got this, I've added this, let's see, corrugated. It's from a sheet that was by, I cut the tag off of that. Do I have it on something else? I don't have the tag anywhere else. It must have gone on here. Well, nope. Okay, anyway, I forget who made it. I want to say Doodlebug, but I'm not sure. And I had scraps that were 12 inches long of this black and white zigzag and of this green with little leaves on it, and I'm kind of turning over the black and white so that the green, more of the green shows, and to introduce a few other colors. Mine is going to be maybe a little more colorful than the original. I also did a Khristina trick that she taught us at the last Stash Bash Palooza, where I just cut a slice into the paper and then kind of tore the paper around it, backed it with this, and so I can now have maybe something like a little sprig coming out of it. So I'll probably do exactly that, and this will probably be the exact sprig I use, but we'll see as we're going along. So first thing I'm gonna do, I have backed the photo. It has a white mat around it, and then I did the, I bet that's where it is. There's where the label is. It's Fancy Pants, a coral corrugated sheet. And so, and I've got this sheet of gold, it's vellum with gold embossed stars on it, and it's really beautiful, and that came from Khristina as well in one of the kits. These little stars came in my last kit. So we're going to just see, I probably want, let me do the stamping first. And I'm gonna do the stamping in brown, my Gathered Twigs color. Let's put this here. I'm not going to use that. I'm also from Khristina, or I'm going to possibly use some of these, and I'll lay those out and select those later. So let's do this. What I thought I would do is just kind of ink it, maybe not thoroughly, but just kind of roughly run it across. I'll do it this way, kind of do that, and it's at an angle, and that's okay. I one of these days would really like to do one of these straight, and I just have to orient it. What I'm gonna do, what I wanna do with that is I'll determine the straight line, and I'll actually draw it in permanent ink on the back. That's a good idea. Okay, so a task to be done later. Now I'm going to take the text, and I'm going to kind of just dot it around there, and I think it may be upside down, but who cares? And so I'm batting 1,000, and my excuse is, everybody, I'm sick. Okay, I'm gonna go kind of there. And it left a line down here, so I'm gonna just kind of press that in a few places. So that's pretty much added the grunge to the page. Let me get all that over there, and I'll clean those later. So now I can place the photo where I want it. And should I place it at that same angle? I'm not. I'm going to go with these strong vertical lines. And actually, let me take that off, because I've got these two straws, and I thought I would do those along those lines there. Let me do it along this white line, so that makes it easy for me to put the tape down, and they'll both stick to that tape, I can put them on there like that. And I'm going to do a strip of this. Let me get the original here. There's a broad strip of washi tape that's generally like this, but less colorful. So let me kind of get it right up close to there. And I'm gonna do that. And I'm actually going to do another one headed the other direction and kind of glancing off a bit over on this side. And I'll slide it under there. Okay, and I've got, because this is a gardening scene, I have this tape that I'm gonna overlay on here, and it's got just some pretty tropical leaves. And yes, I understand that that she's tending a vegetable garden and it has nothing to do with flowers, but I'm decorating my page with flowers anyway. And now I'm gonna do this guy, like maybe right here at a slightly different angle to that, and I'll have it coming up higher. Okay. And what that, it's not wanting to stick because of the oxide inks. The oxidized part of it is kind of powdery, so that's why that happens. I'm gonna do this across here, and that means I need to put some more foam to kind of have it bridge that gap. Let me do this, and I'll put that there, and I'll do this. And that will, oh, okay, it's not enough. So we need 2 layers. Those straws are thicker than I thought. But it's gonna give the photo quite a bit of dimension. Still not sticking. Okay, and the good thing is that you can just keep adding layers until it's right. It's not absolutely perfect there, but that's good enough. So now I'm going to start layering in things to add that kind of black look, to kind of bring in that black. And I've got this. I wish I had a die cut that did that. I kind of need that in my life. So Khristina, if you're watching and you know what that is, or where it comes from, I'd love to see it in a kit. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take, actually, this particular, I like that kind of leans over this way. So I'm gonna have that in there, and I'm gonna try some of these clear acetate pieces. I bought some of those years ago at a scrapbook expo and used them for card making. And I haven't, I know I have some left, but I don't really know where they are. I'm gonna lay these out so I can find a black one. Let's see if that has a thing to peel. It does not. So let me kind of lay that there. I'm gonna do enough glue to fill in the hole there. And I'll lay that over. Let's see if that works. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do something with this. Right there, and I can keep adding more. I do know that this clip is going to go here and then I'll build some things in up there. So let's look at these. I'm going to lay them out and we'll see what looks appropriate to here. This kind of looks like stamps, doesn't it? That is gorgeous. Ooh, Christina, thank you very much for these. These are in her shop at Redefined Creative. You can get to it through the Redefined Creative Facebook page. And I saw them when I was looking for things I wanted in my kit. That's perfect. And that's that kind of a black stamp overlaying this brown texty kind of stamp. Let's see, what else? I think I like this. What I like about that is that it's a weed, and you kind of do, at least I do, find weeds in the vegetable garden. So this can go here. I'm going to get it kind of tangled up with this, and I'm going to overlay some things down at the bottom, I think. So I can put a little glue there. Okay, that works. And I'm gonna do another one of these down here. All right, now I may use some more. This may go right up here, but what I want to do now are the tickets. I've got this Picture Perfect and Admit One, and in theirs the tickets kind of are layered out of there. I'm going to put this Admit One kind of right across there, kind of at an angle, and I'm going to back it with foam. Now that ticket paper is one that I wish had been in the paper pad. Okay, and now I'm going to do this coral one also on some foam. kind of go like that. And I've got these. So I need something right in here. I thought I'd use this. And all those layers of foam I put in, it doesn't go quite far enough, but I can do something down here. What can I do? Can I do one of these upside down? Oh, why not? Like that, right? Okay. It's sideways. That will be perfect for this. I'll get some glue on it and slide it right in as far as I can. Oh, and look, it frames the flowers. Yes, happy accidents, always nice. Okay, here we go with this. I'm actually going to do some cutting right here. I'm going to cut these little coral berries off and see if I can work them in to this thing. And I know my brain is just going all over the place here. I'm going to put the star more here. And I'm going to, let's see, where did I know I have a pair of tweezers on my desk. Here they are. I'm going to kind of sneak that in there. Okay, so that gives me that coral and black. Let me see what other, do I want this maybe kind of right in there? How about that? Kind of right in there. Okay, I'm just going to assume it will, I can hide all the parts that need to be hidden, and I'm going to go in between the vellum and the corrugated right there. And maybe I'll do, if I can find another, ooh, here's kind of a perfectly weedy looking one of these. And I may cut it, and I'll cut it in a way that I can recut that bottom and use it sometime. Let's see what we can do with this. That's gone under there, okay. Okay, now, looking at this, it looks like I might need something right up in there. Maybe that. That's okay, that looks good. And I'll overlay one of those black sprigs. I like the sprigs in black. I've cut them in white and used them few times in white, but let's see, I'm gonna do one of these guys. No, that won't show because it's too thin. How about maybe that? And it might slide under. Let me peel this backing off. I have to remember to use more of the black stars, but those are kind of the small things I want to use after I get the larger bits on there. Oh, that's actually a different color of pink. It's closer to the coral. It's not it's a pale coral pink, so I think I'm gonna like that. And that gives me that circular element, and I can kind of move it around like that so it's not completely straight. And then I can do a sprig. Let's do the sprig over here. Okay, let's see. I like these, and that has that kind of coral look there. Let me see if I can do that. Actually, I like that. I'm gonna kind of fussy cut around this little flower here so that I don't lose it. And then I'm gonna use only half of that. And I'll do it kind of like that. And I'll glue it to the straws. This is fun. I love just kind of taking off and doing something that, let me cut this back down so that green shows. Okay, I think I'm done with those. I don't think I want to include one of these, but I do want a couple sprigs down here. Let me get these two that are kind of similar in shape, and I'll glue them under there. I did not bring any black twine to the party, so I either will have to do it after we finish filming, or I'll have to get up and go grab it in a second. And I can do that. Let me see if I can get those coming from the same place. There we go. And that kind of sticks up there. Can I maybe curl something else? I've already got that up there. Let me do one of these flowers. I want to repeat that pink, but there is actually a coral flower in here. So I will use it maybe down in here. Let's see. If I have the pink here, here, and if I do another flower, it maybe could be there. Okay. And this is another one of my could, I guess, mix all the colors, because in some parallel universe they go together, and the point is, if they exist in the universe, they probably go together. Let me get right there. I don't think I'll use those tickets. I am going to use all of the sprigs. They're just going to be treated as kind of small embellishments now. I'll have them coming out from behind these layers. Let me get this one in there the right way. Okay, so I'll have a little bit coming out there. This one, where do I need it? It could work kind of right there on top of the film strip. I won't have a camera on this. I'm going to put my title right in here. And let me see what I did with my title. Here we go. That's going to move the flower because I need to move that flower. I'm going to scrub up that glue, and I'm going to put this flower maybe right over in here on that torn paper layer. We'll go with that. Gonna do this. It's gonna say my sunshine. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit closer. And so could I do it like that? No. The title was overlaid on top of the photo in the original, and I kind of envisioned doing that when I chose this title, but I embellished first. So you need to remind me, always do the title first, because I'm well known for not leaving enough room. And I say that often enough that you'd think I might remember it, but I get so excited about adding pretty stuff. And let's see, one more. It's kind of shaping up so that I like it. I like the pops of color and the black in there. I kind of want to do something here, maybe one or two of these kind of overlapping. There we go. I cut everything except in that die set. I just laid them all out on the black. I didn't do the little rosette because I'm not crazy about how that looks when it's cut. So I go for the leaf sprig look, because if you glue down just the stem, you can lift the leaves to give you some dimension. Okay, adding that black right there with those colorful tickets kind of did it for me. That's what I was going for. Okay, that is glued down. Is there anything else? I kind of like, let's see, what did I cut? I cut this, and I could probably do it maybe right in there, but I want to put it on some foam so that it looks like it's laying above and not smashing down on this plant. So I'm going to kind of stick it back in there, maybe. Okay, that works. Okay, now I'm going to use these little, I think they were also intended for flower parts, in a kit that I did not use for its intended purposes. And so, as I've told Khristina, I'm a bad peluser. I do the projects when I'm on, but I haven't been great at going back and doing the ones that I missed for whatever reason. Okay, so that's on there. I do have a couple more sprigs. I'm going to just let them, I have one more of these guys, and I think I might save it for something else. I'll save that. I've done all of that. Now it's time for the stars. I'm going to just kind of splash them about. As though they're radiating from that center. Okay, I like the little teeny tiny ones. Okay, let me do one right here. And I might do one over in here somewhere. I'll have the big ones. Let me switch places. I'll do a big one right here. And I'll do a tiny one over here on the corrugated. And that one's actually blue, not black. But you know, it's dark enough. And who says I can't use, oh, there's a black one. Just about talked myself into it. That one's actually dark blue as well. That's okay. I'm using it as a tiny accent that isn't necessarily meant to reflect the entire, the primary color palette. Let's see, are there any of these flowers? I had thought maybe I'd use that purple one, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I think I'm done. What I would like to do is kind of go back and maybe let me grunge up this printing a bit. It's dried now, so it's probably not gonna grunge as easily, but I wanted to give a little more, a little grungier look. And okay, I'm happy with that. Let me blot that up. with a paper towel. So I've used several Khristina techniques, several Khristina products, and her favorite color scheme, which is all the colors with pops of black. And there are amazing black items in here that she produced. Whoops, I have a small black star that went maybe right in here. And when I got it wet, and wiped over it, let me just put it back right there. And that's actually a dark blue as well. And so that's okay. So I've repeated it. Okay, so that's it. I'll bring you in a little bit closer there. I love this torn paper edge on one side, and I actually like that I've oriented the photo kind of closer to that side. That I think that looks nice, and then I've got this little torn paper accent. I'll give you a closer look at that up there so you can see the tear. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll see you next Friday for Mixed Media Frenzy, and I'll see you later in the day for whatever the load prompt is for Friday, and I'll be using the Friday sketch from 30 Days of Sketches from Christy's Beautiful Life. So I've got another layout and video coming out today being Friday when you see this. At the moment, I'm on Thursday. I am filming this on Thursday. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye.